There's this powerful idea all around us, one that we almost never even notice. It's not really about what we're looking at, but about the space around what we see. Today, we're going to dive into what's called visual silence. And trust me, its power is incredible. You ever just feel completely overwhelmed? I mean, truly overloaded. You know that feeling, right? Like your brain is a web browser with like 100 tabs open all at once. Yeah, most of us know that feeling all too well. And it is definitely no accident. We are just being bombarded constantly. I mean, every single second, it's something new, right? An urgent alert, a developing story, something you absolutely have to know right this instant. And then, of course, you've got all the commercial noise. Buy this, click here, don't miss out. It's just this constant pull on our attention and, yeah, our wallets too. And you can't forget the endless stream of content just designed to hook you in. The crazy headlines, the clickbait. Wow, it's just exhausting, isn't it? All of this constant shouting for our attention, it's become the background noise of our lives. So that brings us right to the heart of the problem. We're living in this world of just constant stimulation. It's almost like the world has declared a war on quiet, And definitely a war on our ability to focus. And the sources of this noise? Oh, they're everywhere. Think about it. The endless social media feeds we just scroll and scroll through, the 24/7 news cycles, the nonstop ping of notifications pulling us in a million different directions. Even our digital desktops and, yeah, our cities themselves are often just loud, cluttered, and super distracting by design. But what if the answer isn't just trying to process everything faster? What if the real solution is to embrace the total opposite? This is where we get to talk about the resonance of silence. And believe me, it's an idea that can completely change how you see everything. Okay, so what in the world is visual silence? Well, it's pretty simple, really. It's the intentional use of space to guide your attention and create focus. So don't think of it as just emptiness. Think of it more like a spotlight. It's this purposeful quiet that actually lets the important stuff shine through. And that's the absolute key here. It is an active choice. And this is such a critical distinction to make. See, you've got empty space on one side, which is, it's just kind of there. It's passive, it's just a void. But visual silence is the complete opposite. It's active, it's totally intentional. It's a space that is jam-packed with potential. A space that actually demands your attention because it forces your eyes right onto what really matters. And look, this isn't just some fancy design trend, This is stuff that's deeply rooted in psychology. The way we use space around an object or an idea, it literally changes how our brains process it. This quote just nails it. Think about it. A diamond sitting in a cluttered junk drawer, it's basically just another shiny rock. But you take that exact same diamond, put it all by itself on a black velvet cushion. Whoa, now it's the center of the universe. It's the space around it that gives it value and meaning and all of its power. And you know what? The science absolutely backs this up. Take a look at this chart. That first bar, cluttered design, our cognitive load, that's just the mental energy we need to make sense of something, is through the roof. And our focus, it just tanks. Our brains are literally wired to look for clarity, so all that chaos is just plain exhausting. But now look at the second bar, minimalist design. The cognitive load plummets and our focus just skyrockets. Seriously, the difference is night and day. So the benefits here are just profound. When you reduce the noise, you reduce your anxiety. You can actually understand things better because the message isn't buried in clutter. It creates a sense of calm, and bottom line, it makes whatever you're trying to say so much more impactful. All right, so that's the theory. Cool, right? But now let's see how this thing actually works out in the real world, because this is not just some abstract idea, it's a real practical tool that masters in a ton of different fields use. Just think for a second about the most successful tech brands out there. Picture their websites, their stores, even their big product reveals. What's the one thing they all have in common? Yep, a masterful, brilliant use of space. So what's their secret sauce? Well, first, they let the product breathe. They make it the star of the show. They use all that empty space to guide your eye exactly where they want it. They basically trained us all to believe that simplicity is sophistication. And maybe the biggest thing of all, they get the true luxury isn't about piling more stuff on, it's about stripping away everything that isn't absolutely essential. And hey, this isn't just about branding, not by a long shot. In art, that empty space is what makes the subject pop. In architecture, it's what creates that feeling of peace or awe. And my absolute favorite example is music. Think about it. The silence between the notes, the rests, that's what creates the rhythm. That's where the emotion and the tension come from. Without those moments of silence, music would just be noise. Okay, so this all leads to a big question. How can we actually bring this powerful idea into our own lives? Well, it really all comes down to being more intentional with our space. I'm talking both our digital space and our physical space. Here are a few really simple, practical things you can do. First, take a look at your phone's home screen. A cluttered screen really is a cluttered mind. Keep only the apps you absolutely need. Second, designate just one, no clutter zone in your house or at your desk. Maybe it's just a small tabletop that you promise to always keep clear. Third, practice some information hygiene. Go on an unsubscribing spree from all those noisy email lists and turn off all those notifications that aren't truly important. And finally, number 4, whenever you create something, an email, a presentation, whatever, get into the habit of asking yourself, what can I take away from this to make it even stronger? And it's so important to remember, the goal here isn't to live in some empty, sterile world. Not at all. It's about living in an intentional one. It's about making conscious choices to create an environment where the things that truly matter to you actually have the room they need to breathe, to resonate. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to chew on. Think about it for a minute. What is the single most important thing you could add to your life by having the courage to take something away, whether that's a physical object, some commitment you're dreading, or just a digital distraction? What could you gain? More peace, more focus, more clarity by subtracting?